Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy's back! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Fuck. Well, fuck. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League World Cup semi-final review between England and Samoa. And as I think everyone knows by now, England have lost. England have lost the World Cup semi-final to Samoa, 27-26. I'm very upset about the result. I'm not happy one bit. I've got to say, credit needs to go to Samoa. They deserve the win. They were definitely the better team on the night, but far out. As a follower of England, as a supporter of England, very upset, very disappointing, very sad result. But you got to give credit to Samoa, in particular Tim Laffey and Stephen Crichton. I don't care what anyone says about Jerome Luai. Jerome Luai can go and get fully, everyone knows how I feel about Jerome Luai. There is absolutely no way in the world that Luai was best player on the field last night. It was definitely Tim Laffey or Stephen Crichton. Apologies about the background noise. Just a little bit of drama there. But England have been beat by Samoa at the Rlwc Stadium. It's good for international footy that someone different is in the final. It really is. It's good for the game. But I support England in the World Cup. I have England background. I've got a bit of heritage from the UK, so it's a little bit upset that England were defeated last night. But you got to give full credit to Samoa. They deserved the win. They were the better team on the night. Hello to the live chat. We've got a bit of a crowd building up here now. We've got Cody Games PlayStation, SS Storm fan, Jason Reader is here, Cody Games PlayStation. Everyone's starting to tune into the review. It's good to see the crowd building up. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. England versus Samoa, probably the best game of the Rugby League World Cup so far. Obviously, Australia versus New Zealand was very good. Tonga Samoa last weekend was also very good, and Tonga versus I think it was Papua New Guinea back in the pool stages was also a cracking game. But this game last night had it all. I genuinely believe that England versus Samoa last night was the best game of the Rugby League World Cup, and in my opinion, it wasn't even close. This was the best game of the World Cup so far. Hello in the chat to TJC Sports and to Electrical Dust. Also, I just want to give a shout out to TJC Sports. I tuned in to his live reaction to England Samoa last night, and I thought it was a world-class stream. Lots of entertainment, lots of quality about it. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel of TJC Sports, make sure you go and check out his channel. He's got over 1,000 subscribers, and his content is very good. So make sure you guys go and check out TJC Sports on the channel. I'll give him another shout out in the live chat here. There it is there in the live chat. G'day. Hello, mate. I hope you're doing very well. We've got someone in the chat that just keeps asking the same question over and over. We're just going to put him in timeout. I don't have to answer 100 questions from the same person. It just gets a little bit annoying. I call it spam. Anyway, let's get into the review. What a game it was. Cracking game at Arsenal Stadium there at the Rlwc Stadium. And the game started off very well for Samoa. Tim Laffey got on the outside there of Callum Watkins and Tim Laffey, who plays for the Salford Red Devils in the Super League, along with Callum Watkins. We're up against each other last night. Tim Laffey scored the very first try of the game. Very good start there for Samoa. Samoa started very well. They were out to a 4-0 lead early on. And then, obviously, Junior Paulo might be in a bit of strife. He did a dangerous tackle there on Tom Burgess, which actually led to Junior Paulo going to the sin bin. Now, I'll just say this. If that Junior Paulo tackle was a NRL match during the NRL regular season or in the Super League regular season, I reckon Junior Paulo would have been sent off. He would have got a red card. He would have been sent. But because it's a World Cup semi-final, they're going to be a bit lighter on these incidents. So Paulo was only sin bin for 10 minutes. Pretty lucky not to get sent off, in my opinion. And then there was a bit of a collision. I think Oregon Kaufusi, if I'm going to Brown, had a horrible head clash not long after that. And they were both concussed. Brown, I believe, is now out for the rest of the tournament. And Oregon Kaufusi is in a bit of doubt for next week. So Chanel Harris-Tavita had to play the rest of the game at hooker. And he did a marvellous job, I might add. So, what is it? 4-0 in favour of Samoa. And then England, we all thought England scored through Callum Watkins. But he dropped the goddamn ball over the try line. He knocked the ball on. Tim Laffey's effort there was outstanding. So a no try to Callum Watkins. Not long after that, England, they had to take advantage of this 13-on-12 situation, and they did. George Williams went straight through the line, took him on, gave a nice pass to Elliot Whitehead. Whitehead went over and scored for England. England were back, and they were in front for the very first time. 6 points to 4 after 25 minutes gone in the game. It was a fantastic try. George Williams went straight through. It was brilliant footy. Eyes up footy at his best. Elliot Whitehead going in and score for England. England up 6 points to 4. And then Samoa hit back. Liggy Sau, he just went to dummy half and picked the ball up, and he just went down the blind side. And Callum Watkins, again, just no communication with Dominic Young. Really lazy defence. And Liggy Sau went over and scored. Liggy Sau hasn't scored a try in ages. He went over and scored in the back row. Pretty soft try, if you ask me. Samoa go in front at 10 points to 6 at that stage of the contest. We get to half time. It's 10-6 in favour of Samoa. I thought England in the first 20 minutes were very sloppy. They were very slow out of the gates. They took Samoa really cheap, in my opinion. They were real slow to start the game. England. They were flat first half. They made a lot of uncharacteristic errors. They looked really sloppy early on. Second half begins, though. John Bateman scores for England. It was a very good try, this one. It's a cross-field kick from George Williams. And I think it was knocked on by Laffey. Watkins got a bit of payback there. And then there was a try there to Bateman, who just picked it up and scored it. It was a very good try. Bateman scores for the UK. England go back in front at that point, 12 points to 10. A very good game of football at this stage. A couple of minutes later, Stephen Crichton went over and scored for Samoa. Stephen Crichton goes in for Samoa. Samoa hit back. Luai's line break was very good, along with Suoliti. But both of them were involved, and Crichton went over and scored for Samoa. Samoa went back in front, 16 points to 12 at that stage. Very good game at this point. And then there was a try to Tim Laffey, and once again, beating Callum Watkins. Laffey went in for a double. Samoa at that point, 20-12 in front with 22 minutes remaining. Everybody who was supporting England, especially over there at home, they were very nervous. They were quite nervous, and so they should be. Samoa up 20-12 with about 20 to go. England were very nervous. And then in the 63rd minute, England needed something, and they were on the attack. And Herbie Farnworth, incredible strength from Herbie Farnworth. He stretched out and he reached out. He had the strength, and he scores for England. England hit back. It's 20 points to 18 Samoa at that stage. 15 minutes to go. England still have time to win this game. And then there was a kick. Now, Samoa challenges. I think Junior Paulo took out, might have been Tompkins or Williams. I can't remember exactly who it was. Might have been George Williams. There wasn't a whole lot in it, but I think it was Williams. He was pretty vulnerable. He couldn't do much there. He had no room whatsoever. He got taken out. Samoa lost their captain's challenge at that stage. Magnuson kicks the goal. We're leveled at 20 apiece. Unbelievable. 20 all. We've got 12 minutes to go. It's anyone's game. It's a cracking game of football. England had the momentum. And unbelievable. 72nd minute. Shades of the 2021 grand final between the Rabbitohs and the Panthers. But this time, Victor Radley throws an uncharacteristic pass, and it's intercepted by Stephen Crichton. Crichton runs about 50 metres and scores, and we all thought that was the game. 5 minutes to go. Samoa are in front, 26-20. I thought that was game over. I thought England were gone. The game looked gone. 26-20. A couple minutes to go. England looked cooked, and I was on Twitter tweeting while watching the game. I'm going, England have got 3 minutes to pull a miracle. And unbelievable. England were about 70 metres away, and unreal. George Williams puts on a dummy, runs straight through, fools absolutely everybody. George Williams makes a line break, goes through, finds Herbie Farnworth. Farnworth scores. Unbelievable. Tries to improve the position. He goes over and scores. One of the best tries of the tournament so far. Unbelievable football. And we're leveled at 26 all with 2 minutes to go. Unbelievable finish. Goes to Golden Point. And in Golden Point, Samoa kicked off. England had possession. And then you won't believe it, Jack Wellesby, I think he had too much time up his sleeve. He fucking fumbled the ball when he knocked it on. Samoa had a chance at field goal. I think Milford went for the first shot. It was charged down by England. Farnworth picked it up. England made a bit of a run. They had a set. And then tackle 4, England were about 60 metres away from a try, from field goal territory. And Tompkins throws a forward pass from dummy half on tackle 3 or 4. And I was shocked. It was definitely the right call. It was definitely a forward pass. I was like, oh, no. What are you doing, Tompkins? I couldn't believe it. And then anyway, Samoa had a second chance. I got down the other end. Goes back to Stephen Crichton on tackle 3 or 4. And Crichton takes a shot at field goal from about 25 metres out, 30 metres out. Nails the field goal. Samoa win the game. 27 points to 26. An absolute classic World Cup semi-final between these two sides. Really enjoyed the game. Samoa have qualified for their first ever Rugby League World Cup final. Credit to Samoa. Credit to England. England were disappointing a little bit. Obviously, a few players I want to talk about who did not have a great game. Definitely have a lot to work on. Callum Watkins in particular. He's 33, 34 years of age. There were question marks of him even being in the team. Watkins had the worst game of his life. He was terrible. Jack Wellesby, a little bit disappointing from Wellesby. Tompkins was pretty average. Chris Hill, I questioned Chris Hill the entire tournament. Why he was even in the team is beyond me. Everyone else I can't really complain about. I thought Kai Pearce-Paul should have been there over Mike McMeekin, considering Kai Pearce-Paul can play in the centres if there's an injury, and he can play in the back row and in the middle as well. But overall, England a little bit disappointing. As for Samoa, who I thought was bad for them, but look, I thought Milford was really ordinary for Samoa. I thought Milford had a really, really average game. I honestly thought Oregon, not Oregon, sorry. I thought off the bench, I thought Kelman Tulangi was very quiet. He didn't do a whole lot at all for me. Everyone else for Samoa played pretty well, I thought. Now, for the good players, I'll start with England. Some of England's best players from last night's game, I thought George Williams was easily England's best player. He was incredible. He carried England. He literally carried them on his back. George Williams, he deserves a rap and a mention. He was fantastic. I thought Tom Burgess played very well last night. Herbie Farnworth was very good. Makinson was very good. Whitehead Bateman played well. Radley had a good game. Luke Thompson off the bench played really well. But why was Luke Thompson not starting is beyond me. Mike Cooper looked all right as well. As for Samoa, Joseph Suwali'i, he had a great game. Brian To'o was very good. Crichton and Laffey were absolutely out of this world. Luai was decent. Man, the match was a bit ridiculous for me. Luai wasn't the best player on the field. I'm sorry. George Williams, Stephen Crichton, and Stephen Crichton, Lafayette, Crichton, and Williams were all better than Luai. I don't care what anyone says. Thornton Junior Paulo was outstanding. Lee Yasiel had a good game. Just Papali off the bench played quite well, along with Spencer Lenu. Harris Tavita came on and played hooker, and he played very well. He had a very good game as well. But incredible game of football. Samoa will play Australia in the Rugby League World Cup final next week. I believe it's Sunday morning, 3 a.m. for us over here in New South Wales, Australia. I think it's like 2:30 in Queensland. Probably like a 2 o'clock kickoff over there, 2:30. I don't even know what time it's on in the UK. Probably like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. But great game of footy. Enjoyed it a lot. Obviously, it was on very late. I stayed up all night and watched the game. I was upset. I didn't go to bed about 5 a.m. I was quite disappointed with how England were beaten. But that's just how footy goes sometimes. But for me, the best 3 players on the field last night, number 3 was Tim Lafayette. Number 2 was George Williams. And number 1, the best player on the field was Stephen Crichton. 2 tries, a field goal. Stephen Crichton was the real man of the match last night. I wish everyone would stop kissing Luai's ass and praising him. Luai, he did have a solid game, but Tim Lafayette, Stephen Crichton, and George Williams were all better. They all played a lot better, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the England versus Samoa Rugby League World Cup semi-final review. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Have a great Sunday night. Enjoy your Monday. And I'll see you guys for another live stream, probably tomorrow night. Anyway, until then, see you all in the next one.